ClimateGate set to break wide open. New developments today involving those hacked emails from Britain suggesting scientists are fudging data to make their case for global warming. Republican Senator James Inhofe is calling for a full investigation. And he joins me now by phone from Oklahoma. Senator, you've seen these emails at length. Do you believe that the climate scientists are trying to conceal evidence that works against global warming?
Oh, that's been going on a long time, Stuart. In fact, I've talked to Neil about this over the years. 4 years ago, I made a speech on the Senate floor that almost mirrors what has been discovered in the last few days. And that is, I'd been approached for quite a while, many years now, since Kyoto, with really well-known scientists who have said that they were not able to have proper input, and several of them quit the IPCC, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change that started this whole thing. So I think they've been cooking science for a long time, Stuart.
Well, Senator, I know you've seen the emails, but for the benefit of our viewers who haven't, I'm just going to read brief excerpts from 3 of them. Here's the first. Number 1 says, look, we can't account for the lack of warming at the moment, and it is a travesty that we can. Well, that's self-explanatory. That's really suggesting that the evidence isn't there. We don't know what's going on with this. Number 2, quote, I'm really sorry that you have to go through all this stuff, Phil. Next time I see Pat Michaels at a scientific meeting, I'll be tempted to beat the crap out of him. Very tempted. Now, a clear-cut threat. Number 3, a little more complex, but listen to this. I've just completed Mike's Nature trick of adding in the real temps to each series for the last 20 years, i.e. from 1981 onwards, and from 1961 for Keith, to hide the decline. That seems like deliberately changing the data to suit your way. Now, lots of people have seen these emails. Do you think it's going to have an impact on the cap-and-trade legislation going through the Senate?
Oh, absolutely. By the way, that Mike, I assume, is Michael Mann, who was
Yes.
he had that original hoax, this hockey stick thing
Yes.
that's been... yes, I think it will. First of all, let me just say this. I think that the cap-and-trade legislation that passed the House, the Waxley-Markey bill, wasn't going to go anywhere. They tried their best to get enough votes to pass it. They couldn't do it. They're trying to do it before the big party at Copenhagen. But now that this has come out, and if you go back and look at the speech I made on the Senate floor 4 years ago, this really just documents what I was suspected at that time. I would say yes, this would stop. I think that cap and trade was stopped anyway. People are just not ready to pass the largest tax increase in the history of America on something that's not well-founded.
Senator, I believe you have an announcement fresh for us at Fox News. Can you go ahead with it, sir?
Oh, yeah. Today, announcing the investigation, I'm the ranking member of the Environment Public Works Committee. We have sent out letters today to a number of government agencies, to the IGs, as a part of the investigation into the disclosure of emails and so forth. Also, we've sent them to the scientists whose names have appeared on some of the documents that have been revealed the last few days. And many of these scientists are scientists I'm very familiar with. They're the insiders of the IPCC that I think all along have been trying to avoid the real science in this whole notion about global warming.
Senator Inhofe, we appreciate you being with us today. Republican from Oklahoma. Thanks very much, sir. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Stuart.
Ed Begley Jr. is all about living green and cutting his carbon footprint. Does this change things at all, these emails? The star of Living with Ed joins me now. Ed Begley, welcome to the show. Good to see you, sir.
Stuart, thanks for having me on.
You heard this. There seems to be some discussion amongst the climate community that maybe the evidence isn't there. They're split, they're divided. Do you ever think that maybe you're wrong about global warming?
I think the science is very clear in global warming. What these statements are, we'll go down the path and see what happens in peer-reviewed studies. Those are the key words here, Stuart. Peer-reviewed studies. If these scientists have done something wrong, it will be found out and their peers will determine it. I don't think geologists should write papers about being an actor or a newscaster, nor should... don't get your information from me, folks, or any newscaster. Get it from people with PhD after the name. Peer-reviewed studies are the key words. And if it comes out in peer-reviewed studies that there are some cooking the books, that will come out.
Well, you know, Senator Inhofe has a list of 700 climate scientists who say this global warming, they've got problems with the whole theory of global warming. I put it to you.
There's not 700 climate scientists. There's weathermen and other people in there. There are some climate scientists.
The science is not in.
It is in.
No.
Stuart, quit saying that.
No, the debate is not over, sir.
Peer-reviewed studies. Go to Science Magazine, folks, Nature Magazine. Go to somebody you trust, National Geographic. Don't get it from you or me. Don't get it from Rush Limbaugh or Glenn Beck. Scientists, people with PhD.
All right.
Weathermen, not weathermen.
Listen
Science, climate.
Listen to this. I had a Princeton professor on my program.
What does he have his degree in?
Look, he's a physicist.
Okay,
he's a Princeton professor.
I want people who are PhDs in climate science.
Who's questioning the whole point.
Scientist isn't going to tell you the difference between a quark and a boson. He's not going to tell you that.
So there's no question whatsoever. Absolutely no question in your mind.
You can be skeptical.
Right. The debate is over.
Skeptical, but not denial. You guys are
over. The debate is over.
On global warming, the debate is very clear. It's out there in the scientific community. Read peer-reviewed studies. Peer-reviewed. That's all you need to do. Don't get it from you or me.
You live the green life on a day-to-day basis, individually and personally. Fine. I got no problem with that. But why do you have to impose it on me?
Impose? Why do you have to impose 30 years on me in Los Angeles?
Explain what I'm talking about. If cap and trade goes through, I'm going to have a warning label on my house. There's going to be an
Stop this scare-tactic balloon. There's death panels.
There is an energy audit going on my house. Yes, sir.
You should have an energy audit in your home to make it more efficient.
Thanks for admitting it. Okay.
I just had an energy audit in my home, and I reduced my bills by half. Why don't you want an energy audit?
I am not allowed to buy incandescent light bulbs.
When are you not allowed to buy them? What year are you not allowed to buy them?
A couple of years in the future.
A couple of years. What year in the future?
What does it matter? The government's telling me I may not have incandescent lights.
It's telling us we can't have smoggy vehicles, too. The air in L.A. is half the smog.
You've got to come right into my house.
Half the smog.
Ed Begley, I'm surprised at you. What kind of American believes that the government should come right into a private house?
Nobody's going to come into your house.
You can't have this kind of light bulb. Or
why would you have? You ever seen a easy screen? What is an easy bake oven? The little kids' toy, an easy bake oven.
Why do you want to push me around?
A light bulb is a little mini toaster.
Why do you want to push me around? Because you are convinced we're going to hell in a handbasket.
You're spewing your nonsense here yet again.
Nonsense?
The air in L.A. is twice as clean as it was in 1970. Why? Because of good technology.
That's got nothing to do with global warming.
It has everything to do with good science.
Nothing to do with global warming.
It has everything to do with finance and cleaning up the air. You people said it wouldn't work. We have cleaner air in L.A. because of the catalytic converter.
Nothing to do with global warming.
I know it doesn't, but you said this before. You said it about seatbelts and airbags. So you couldn't possibly afford this. You spew these lies.
That's not my argument.
You spew these lies about how much it's going to cost. Do you have an insurance policy in your house?
Lies?
Do you have a fire policy on your house? Do you have one?
Yes.
Why don't you have an insurance policy on global warming that does this, cleans up the air in Houston, Bakersfield, and L.A., lessens our dependence on
I want to be left alone, Ed. I don't want to be pushed around by the government.
You're not allowed to destroy the commons, sir. You can be left alone, but you cannot destroy the commons.
And you haven't proved
destroying the commons is the air and the ocean. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot destroy the commons. It's very old law, sir.
You know, I thought you were all low-key when you walked in the studio, but
I thought you were, too. You're having your tea. You're proper Brit. I actually like you.
Time's up. Ed Begley,
thank you, Stuart.